everybody. We have Ines Debroise, head coach Tammi Reiss, and Palmire Mbu. Coach, when you get settled, just an opening statement on the win.
Well, first, I'd like to give credit to Andy and his group at Emmanuel. You know, that team, Andy's a coaching legend, and he's a graduate from Rhode Island, and I go to dinner with him, but twice a year. I love him, and so I really wanted him to come back to his alma mater and have a chance to coach in this building against us. And so much respect to the job he's done at Emmanuel. His kids play extremely hard. They're very disciplined and they're very well coached. So shout out to them, and I wish them the best of luck on their season. And with our group, I was really, really happy second half defensively with everyone who got in the game on how we played, the adjustments we made, that led to our offensive output. We had some keys to the game that we really hit home. One was take care of the ball. I think we had 6 turnovers. That led to, a lot of offense. Also offensive rebounds. We had, I think, 23 offensive rebounds. So when you look at our shot attempts, 89, that's what happens when you O-board and you take care of the basketball. You'll get that many more shot attempts than your opponent. And then we shot the ball pretty well from the field. So, really happy with the way our defense translated into offense, taking care of the ball and rebounding. Those were our mainstays, and the girls did a great job tonight.
Questions for coach and players? Go ahead.
Yes. Hi, Coach. As you were going through the game tonight, it's your third game. You're 10 steals and 5 blocks. Can you speak to how much the defense has matured over 3 games and things that you saw that you really liked by the defense tonight?
It's hard to say because I think today I wasn't extremely pleased with our early communication on our switching. So we gave up a lot of open shots on our switching. And so it's always progress. So I wouldn't say just because we had steals or blocks, it was a great defensive effort. I'd say I was much happier when we got down and we guarded in the fourth quarter. I think we gave up maybe 9 points in the fourth quarter. It was our best quarter. And so that's when we really got down and we played great team defense. Communication, jump switching, had help to a box out. Where the other 3 quarters, I didn't think we did do a great job on our switches, our communication, and we gave up a lot of wide open, uncontested shots. So, defense is always a work in progress, but I was glad we bared down and finished the last 10 minutes really, really solid going into our next game.
Coach, this is back-to-back games where every player has gotten to the scoring column. How important is the depth of this team going to be as you guys get more to the heart of your schedule?
I think, our depth is key. It reminds me a lot of our 22-23 team when we won the A10 championship. We had 2 in every position that played. We really did. So we played like 10 girls, and it was competitive. There wasn't a lot of drop-off. Our bench sometimes could start our games. They really can. And so that's when you have a good team. And so when we substitute, the level of play doesn't go down. It really doesn't. And I have to be, in past years, I've not been patient enough with my freshmen. I've not been patient enough with a lot of players to give them time early. And I promised myself this year that I'm going to be patient with my freshmen. I'm going to give them good time. I'm going to be patient with certain players and let them play through some things and show them that I trust them. So, getting kids in the game and getting them good time, good minutes, meaningful minutes, not just, throwing them in at the end of the game. Most of all our kids come off the bench and play in the first 2 quarters. And so it's key to when we hit conference play, they'll be ready for big moments. They'll be ready for games. And that's what the non-conference is for, is to get everybody good quality minutes. Good question.
Coach, you were really outscoring them in the paint, 58-18. Just kind of talk about your mindset going into this game, trying to use your bigs more, as they had a little bit of, some of their players were a little bit smaller in comparison to some of yours.
Unfortunately for Andy and Emmanuel, their 6'4" center couldn't play today. She was sick. I was hoping she'd play. It's a true big for our 2 bigs matchup. it created a little havoc with our fives guarding like a 5'10" popping person. So, but our goal was to dominate the paint, whether it was off the bounce, getting to the rim, whether it was punching to our bigs, or offensive rebounding and putbacks. Our goal was to annihilate them in the paint. That's our goal every game, is to be ultra aggressive in the paint. And I think this is back-to-back games where, we scored over 50 in the paint, back-to-back. And we haven't done that in a long time. So really happy with, again, their execution with the game plan. And this one was super aggressive from jump, just super aggressive.
Coach, talk about your freshman. You had Vanessa Harris lead the team in shot attempts today. Just what have you seen out of her early in the season?
I'll tell you this, Vanessa's never seen a shot she doesn't like. And I like that. Because she's fearless. There's no moment's too big for her. It really isn't. And she doesn't care. She's super aggressive. And it's funny because she came from a high school program, top 5 in the country, but she deferred to the other 4 All-Americans. She never was this aggressive. So starting practice, I'm like, oh my God, we may have a little gem here offensively, because I didn't know she would do that right from jump. And so, she loves offense. She loves, she's always in attack mode when it comes to offense. And, we lost a lot, offensive firepower, and it's just refreshing to see our players this year. We struggled to score last year. I don't know if y'all know, there was a lot of games we scored like under 50 points. This team, they love offense. We have a lot of weapons, and so it's how we built them. And Vanessa's one of the cogs of, she can put up big numbers very quickly, and so it's why we brought her here, to be an offensive weapon.
Coach, you just talked about how this team loves offense. You guys had 21 points off turnovers today. How does defense lead to offense? You guys seem to really be running the floor well in transition.
We want to play fast. So whether it's a steal or a deflection, mostly it will be this. It will be a defensive box out that gets the rebound, and now we can run. So I tell them, your defense leads to offense. And the first game, Manhattan, we played really good defense, but then we started fouling. And when you foul, you slow the game up, you let them get set, you can't run. And so our last 2 games, we put this team on the foul line 4 times, and our last team went to the foul line, 6 times in our last game? So now you can do this. And again, perfect execution on guard without fouling, to a box out or a steal, and now go eat, all of you. Get out like thoroughbreds, go run and attack. And that's how we want to play. And so it's key that's every defensive possession ends with a box out. We cannot give up ball boards, and we cannot foul, so we can go. And they did back-to-back games. They were tremendous with it.
Palmire, you set a career high in points and efficient from the field, 10 for 12. Just what was working today?
Sorry, can you repeat the end of the question?
What was working today? You setting a career high in points and going 10 for 12 from the field.
I mean, it felt good. Like it was nice. I tried to have the same energy, even if we play like a team that have a lower division. But we try to like play the same and keep working. So it felt good.
Any other questions for Ines while she's available?
At 5th all time, standing alone in career assists, how's it feel?
I mean, I'm a point guard, so I just try to put my teammates in the best position to make the shot, and yeah.
Good assist to turnover today, 5-1. All our kids had really good assists to turnovers. Brooklyn led us with 7-1, 4-1, 5-1. The nice thing about this team is, I don't know if you've noticed, we could have got any shot. The kids could have started playing for themselves, and Val must have passed up like 4 threes to get Eva. They really share the ball tremendously for being, having this many kids that can score literally in double figures. I'm just very proud, and I don't see many teams like this, because you'll have a big 2 or 3 that they score all the points, and that's who you run your offense through. We literally don't know every night who's going to come and who's going to be the one. And so they just do a really good job sharing the ball, hunting great shots, and playing for each other. And in the end, you know, when your team eats and you win a championship, everyone eats. And so that's our mindset. But really proud of these two for setting the standard of how aggressive we were today. That's why this one played so well. And everything she did, she was aggressive. Rebounding, aggressive, getting it to the hole, everything she did. So, you know, great job, ladies. Good job today.
All right, thank you for your time, everyone. Have a great night.
Thanks, guys.